House GOP committee urges opposition to marijuana banking bill, saying that marijuana is, and I quote, a gateway drug that causes violence, depression, and suicide. The Republican House Advisory Committee is formally opposing marijuana banking legislation and a separate bill to remove past cannabis use as a disqualifying factor for federal employment and security clearances, while broadly criticizing the substance as a gateway drug that causes violence, depression, and suicide. The House Republican Policy Committee's new marijuana report also says that Vice President Kamala Harris was mistaken when she said cannabis brings people joy as a 2020 presidential candidate, instead arguing that it is a hazardous drug with short and long-term impacts. The guidance, which is meant to inform how the GOP caucus should approach marijuana policy issues, briefly describes the history of prohibition and the state legalization movement. It then makes the case that cannabis is a dangerous substance linked to mental health disorders such as schizophrenia, attributing that in part the high concentration of THC. The committee also cited questionable statistics to argue that state-level legalization is associated with increased violence. It claimed that marijuana use causes workplace issues, such as decreased productivity, high unemployment claims, and lawsuits. The guidance says, instead of turning a blind eye to the dangers associated with marijuana and allowing states to have dispensaries on every corner, Congress should work to ensure that laws in relation to marijuana are enforced. It included two specific policy recommendations, stating that members should oppose the Secure and Fair Enforcement Banking Act, the SAFE Banking Act, and the Cannabis Users Restoration of Eligibility Act, also known as the CURE Act. That's despite the fact that both measures enjoy bipartisan support, and certain members of the policy committee, such as Representatives Tom McClintock, a Republican from California, and Nancy Mace, also a Republican from South Carolina, have been vocal champions of marijuana reform. McClintock is signed on to the banking bill, and Mace is the lead GOP co-sponsor of the Federal Employment and Security Clearance Measure. The CURE Act, which would prevent the denial of federal employment or security clearances based on a candidate's past marijuana use, passed the Oversight Committee in a 30-14 vote last September, with 10 Republicans joining Democrats to advance it. The House has approved different versions of the SAFE Banking Act with bipartisan support 7 times in recent sessions. The current version has 106 co-sponsors, including 24 GOP members. The new GOP policy guide, which was quietly posted to the body's website last month, concludes that marijuana is a dangerous, addictive drug with no mechanism to control rogue producers from increasing potency and causing more harm. Rather than labeling marijuana as a recreational drug, it should be labeled for what it is, a gateway drug. It increases schizophrenia and impairs cognitive ability. Their website says the job of the committee, whose chair is the fourth-ranking member of House Republican leadership, provides a forum for Republican members to discuss legislative proposals and current topics before the House, and produces issue backgrounders and conservative policy solutions to the House Republican Conference. Previously, the Policy Committee also urged the caucus to hold firm in opposition to marijuana legalization in a letter dated back in 2022 ahead of a vote to pass the Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act. Also that year, separate Republican Study Committee released a family policy agenda that expressed opposition to federal marijuana legalization and similarly attempt to link cannabis use to suicide and violence. I'm Todd Dankin with High at 9 News. And with who am I with today, right? And literally, who on this panel is suffering right now from depression, suicidal thoughts, and they want to go commit some violence because they're smoking weed? Not me.
I mean, come on, Todd. You know this is all
Kevin. I just take a huge bong right now. I'm loving life personally, so
me too. I hear you.
This is all the work of Kevin Sabet and the avid prohibitionist.
I'm gonna go grab some white women and play some jazz.
Wait, raise your hand if you're blocked by Kevin Sabet on social media, on Twitter. Anybody else?
I do not want to be blocked by Kevin Sabet.
I asked him how he was funded a few times, which he doesn't like.
He doesn't like that question. No, he doesn't.
I'm almost out of weed, so I might throw something later. I don't know. That's
the violence.
Violence.
The violence.
The only thing you're going to be throwing some on is your tray, your rolling tray. Okay, that's going to be the only thing that you're throwing. All right.
Get out of here.
Or maybe it'll be the timer because it'll take you so much longer to roll a blunt that time.
Guys, you guys can't rush perfection. That's the one thing I want to tell you right now. So,
Jason, could you make a couple of calls to the red team and say what the fuck?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. What committee was this, Todd? What committee?
Oh, this was the lame ass committee, I'm sure.
That's my point.
No, so
guys,
it's
on
not
the
House
family for them
Republican
does not
Policy
mean
Committee.
The what?
That is
The what?
the name
Hold
is
on. What's the title of it, Todd?
It is the House Republican.
Who's on it? Out of curiosity.
Hold on. Let's get the name of it
fourth
first.
highest ranking Republican.
What's the name of the committee? You said House Republican. That was it.
I'm looking for it, bro.
Okay, all right.
A Republican House Committee, and then the House Republican Committee.
Jason getting up in
I'm just saying. Let's get some facts, because all I'm hearing is these vague mascisms that Democrats love to throw out there.
No. What you're hearing?
Go to their website.
No, let's stop the madness. What you're hearing is that Republicans' opinions are for sale, devoid of current scientific information. And it would make me upset too if I was you, because as we fumble for the name of the committee, but we accurately identify that the number 4 Republican in the House is on board with this.
I want to know the name of the committee.
What you come up against is this stark reality that your party doesn't support what's important to you. And it's okay, because I'm here for the hug you need right now. But the truth is, the Republicans have been fucking you for so long.
The reality of it is this, is that the Republican Party has been hijacked by all these rhinos, which stands for Republican in name only. And that is really, they're not true freedom lovers. They're not none of that.
Don't tread on me. You've been hijacked since the religious right decided that
this is a natural conclusion.
Abortion
the last 20 years.
Banning beef in Florida.
You've been hijacked for so long that you wouldn't know what to do if you weren't a prisoner. And you've become familiar with it.
Bro.
And so let's talk about it here, because I've got you, and there's a shoulder to cry on. You can even snot on this sweater. I don't even care about it.
Yarrow, you'd have to call the helicopter for me.
Dad mode.
Yeah.
With the
committee is called the House Republican Policy Committee.
It's called all of your party, bro. All of your party.
This doesn't matter.
Yes.
Why is it? Why is it that opinion is for sale?
This doesn't really matter.
Religion.
I mean, you want to talk about opinions for sale? We can go into Joe Biden all day. You want to talk about opinions for sale? Selling our national secrets and all this stuff, bro. Like, let's not even go there. That's cute, though, Yarrow.
This just adds to more concrete proof that the Republicans are taking the anti-cannabis stance, right? They're just taking the anti-cannabis stance. It's not
that Republicans are taking the stance. It's that those guys want, to impose some kind of existential kind of rule upon this country, kind of like how Sharia law works in different countries, right? So it's like, look,
I talked about it earlier.
I feel this is the Democrats. Yeah,
it's a small. It's not the majority of that party. And I don't
the
think
Democrats actually finally doing something.
I just think it's a lot of doom and gloom when it comes to cannabis and the Republicans. When you put them in the same conversation, it's a lot of doom and gloom. But I think in reality, it's the majority of.
I think the Democrats are finally taking a concrete stance on cannabis, and the Republicans can't help but take the diametrically opposed stance.
I mean, that's you can't lump them all together. Look at Nancy.
However, here's how we feel about it, and more positivity.
I don't know. I think you guys are all crying over nothing.
Kind of getting silenced lately.
I don't even see why this is even really news. In all honesty, I really don't. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Called out as a rhino by a lot of these.
I mean, I'm not surprised. We all know that there's some opposition on the right. It's just like there's opposition from the left too on this same subject. So
Not like the red dudes, bro. Come on.
Not like the red dudes. You know what? We're going to be right back. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to be right back.